All right, good afternoon, folks. Thanks for hanging with us here for some technical difficulties as we have the first game of the season between the Oakland Junior Grizzlies and your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. 2 minutes left in the first period. 1-0 the score after a early Connor Wilson wraparound goal. Pens now on the attack here. Noah Welch is going to hold it on the far wall. He's going to throw it behind the net where Blake Paris is going to go and try and pick up the puck. It's going to come back up the wall here as Nico Stark picks it up in the neutral zone. And he circles back. Throws it up to Brooks Kowarski into the offensive zone. Goes right back to Nico Stark. Loses the handle of it. Going to be tucked behind the Oakland Grizzly net by defender number 4, where there's a puck battle between Fritchie and a couple of Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are going to come out of the zone here with the puck. Throws it back to center. Back to Cliff Loya. Correction, Grant Loya. As Cliff Loya on the bench this year for the 2015 Pens Elite squad. Grizzlies going to skate into the offensive zone. Shot off the blocker of Max Dragosic. Not sure where it is. Momentarily, it's behind the net where Blake Paris is battling behind the net. Then Avisa comes over. He's going to pick up a penalty here as he runs into an Oakland Grizzly player. And the Pens are going to be tasked with killing off their second penalty of the game. 52.7 left in the first period. Oakland Grizzlies are going to tuck one behind Dragosic here on the power play to make it a 1-1 game. 46.2 remaining in the first period. So the penalty proves to be costly as the Oakland Grizzlies, who thought they had the even tally earlier in the first period, get on the board here to make it 1-1 late in the first, 40 seconds to go. Play back underway here in the neutral zone as we have another whistle as an offsides call. Correction, we're going to have a slash called to number 66 for the Oakland Grizzlies. Lane's going to go to the box, so the Pens are going to go on the power play. 35.5 in the first period. Shot total on the scoreboard is 4-4. Starting in net today, number 29, Max Dragosic. The tail of the tape a little bit. Pens played this Oakland Grizzlies team last year 4 times, went 4-0. Faceoff's going to be won back to number 7, Nico Stark. Stark's going to throw it forward. It comes to the stick of Green. He gets tripped up. Over to Borman. Borman throws it back to Green. He's going a couple of skates. Green tries to get a shot away. Goes into the equipment of a Grizzly defender. And back to the far wall here. Squirts out to the top of the circle where Stark pushes it a little bit further, but it's brought back into the Pens D zone. Number 13 now stops up high in the circle. He tries to work around Stark. Shot off the pants of Riker Ferguson, Pens centerman number 93. Ferguson tries a clearing attempt. It goes high in the zone. Shot off the blocker of Dragosic, and that's going to be it for the first period. Here, Pens maybe have some early season jitters. Not their best period of play to start the 25-26 season. But they're going to start the second here on the power play. Thanks for joining us here on Cine TV to start the 2025-2026 Penguins Nenavisa season as they play host 3-game homestand against the Junior Grizzlies out of Oakland, which is just outside of the Detroit, Michigan area. As I said, the 24-25 version of the Pens Elite squad did take on Oakland 4 times, came out 4-0. All of those games were tight until the end of the game. played them 3 times in the Detroit metro area and then once as part of the Midwinter Classic. And starting the second period, looks like taking the draw will be number 8, Connor Wilson. He's going to be flanked by Mason Fritchie and Bingham Green. And on the back end, on the right side, number 43, Grant Loya, number 14, Noah Welch. And of course, between the pipes today, starting in at number 9, Max Dragosic here as we look to start the second period. 15 minutes on the clock. 66 serving a penalty for the Junior Grizzlies. Puck's about to drop here. And Connor Wilson's going to be waved out of the face-off. In to take it will be Fritchie. As it's pushed forward now, Connor Wilson has a step. It's going to work around his man. Protects it nicely on his backhand. He's shoved to the ground by defender number 12. On to help out is Bingham Green. Wilson still has the puck. He's going to take it out high. He still has it because backhand, forehand, tries to get a shot through. Comes right to the stick of Fritchie. Big blocker save there by the Grizzlies defender. Pens are going to pick up a 2-man advantage here as Bingham Green tries to tug it home. And Wilson tries to throw a rebound back through. So the Pens are going to have a 5-on-3 coming up after Fritchie was drilled into the boards. 12's going to go to the bench, or to the box. And the Pens are going to change up their power play troops as they look to go ahead here. The Turkeys on the table right now to try and get another one behind netminder number 39, Colby, in net here for the Junior Grizzlies. So 23 seconds remain in the 5-on-3 and a minute 30 penalty assessed to number 12 there for the body contact. Face off one cleanly by Ferguson. Ferguson to Borman. Borman over to Nenevisa. Nenevisa to Fritchie. Fritchie goes right back to Borman high in the slot. Now Nenevisa has it at the top of the circle. Backhands it down into the corner where number 4, Deroni, picks it up for the Junior Grizzlies. Throws it around. Manning the point now is Borman. Borman tries a give-and-go move. It just gets caught up in the skates of Ferguson. Ferguson sticks with the puck, though. Gets it right back to Borman. Borman's coming down Wall Street. Backdoor pass to Fritchie. Brady Fritchie, welcome to the 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite as Brady Fritchie cashes in on a beautiful feed from Easton Borman. And the Penguins take a 2-1 lead here at the start of the second period. A power play goal, a PPG for PPE. As the troops get set here for the draw here, the penalty had just expired. So we should be back to 5-on-5 action. We are, as the Grizzlies are going to send out another winger here. Wilson steps in for the draw. He's going to win it back. Welch goes across to Stark. Stark is going to chip this up off the glass. But no further here as the Grizzlies are going to send this right back into the zone. Welch is going to come over from the right side here. And he's going to dish this up the wall to Cole Davis. Number 11, right-handed right winger. Is this going to be thrown across the slot area into the corner and thrown right back behind the net where Welch is going to get on his horse. He's going to pick up the puck, gets his head up, chips it off the board. Davis works this into the neutral zone. It's going to be brought right back off of a Penguin player. It's going to be Blake Paris now that picks it up. He comes in with a head of steam. Blake Paris takes a shot, deflects off the defender's blade and behind the net, where Connor Wilson's going to try and get to work here. So it's going to come to the top of the zone. CJ Nenevisa throws it right back down the wall. Picking that up now is Davis. But it comes back to center here where CJ Nenevisa throws it to Grant Loya off the stick blade of Mason Fritchie, number 4. Comes off the half wall to the blade of 77 Nenevisa. Nenevisa works it back down, comes to right back to his stick blade. Goes to the half wall over the stick of Riker Ferguson, unable to handle that pass, thrown high off the wall. As number 91 for the junior Grizzlies skates this back to center. He's going in 2-on-3 right now. He's going to throw it deep into the zone as Grant Loya picks it up. Loya circles behind his own netminder, number 29, Max Dragosic. Skating out of the zone now is 43, Loya. Takes a stick to his skates, falls down. Deflected in on net off the stick of Mason Fritchie. As it's going to be poked out of the zone here by 13. Around Nenevisa. As 59 tries to go one-on-one with Green. Green wins that puck battle. He bodies up against his man. And he's going to throw this back softly to number 44. The Grizzly right-handed defender tosses it around Wilson, back into the Pens D zone. Back to get this puck is 77 Nenevisa. 11:39 to go in the second period. 2-1 the score on a Wilson and Fritchie goal for the Pens Elite squad. Point shot goes into the equipment of Connor Wilson. He blocks the shot and he gets the transition going, chips it around a man. He gets up, gets his own pass here. He's got Fritchie going to the net with him. Just tipped wide there. Nice feed by Wilson and a play that nearly connected there by Mason Fritchie. Comes back to his brother, Brady Fritchie. He's going to send it up to Borman now. Borman over to Stark. Stark goes off of his backhand and throws it to Borman, unable to handle the goods there as 66 meets him against the wall. 44 for the junior Grizzlies. He's going to skate this back to center. Good back check there by Gawarski, putting some pressure on. It's going to go off the right pad of Dragosic. As a couple of players go down, as Brady Fritchie's going to transition this from his D-roll. He's going to lead the rush here. Brady Fritchie brings this to his backhand. Backhands it behind the net. Man tries to run into him, and Brady Fritchie puts him on his wallet. As 12 fans on the initial clearing attempt, as it's going to come high to Stark. Ferguson now has behind the net. He's laid out by 44. Takes out another body. It's Borman. Puck is under the left skate right now of Easton Borman, who's going to protect it. Official's going to freeze the puck here, and it's going to be an offensive face-off coming up for the Pens Elite boys. .10:04 to go in the second period. 2-1 the score, 9-7 the shot totals in favor of the 15 PPE boys. As Ferguson's going to step in the draw, flanked by Paris and Davis on the backside, Loya and Welch. It's going to go to the backhand of Welch here as he sends us right back to Loya. As this is going to go long enough for icing, and we're going to do it again. To the left of netminder number 39, Colby. Stepping in now at center, Wilson to take this draw. As Oakland's able to come away with this face-off win. They're going to send it up off the boards. Welch is going to pinch up here. And it's going to get behind him. Backhanded through the slot. As goes off the equipment of a Penguin player and just outside of the net, just wide of the net. As Dragosic's going to eat this up for a D-zone face-off to the right of goaltender number 29, Max Dragosic. You had to be alert there. Puck was jumping around, hit a couple of Penguin players. As stepping back in for this draw is Connor Wilson, this time flanked by a new set of wingers. Looks like Bingham Green and number 4, Mason Fritchie on the back end, Nenevisa and Brady Fritchie. As Wilson's going to pick this up behind the net. Wilson's going to be brought down. He gets the puck up to Bingham Green. Green snaps it top shelf. Bingham Green picks up that loose puck that was brought into the zone by Wilson. He had Fritchie coming down the left side, decides to go top shelf with it, and Bingham Green makes it 3-1 here in the middle point of the second period. 8:56 to go. It's a 3-1 game here, 9-8 the shot total, just as the Grizzlies were pushing back a little bit. Bingham Green gives the Pens a 2-goal lead here. Play back underway here. It's going to be stopped up high in the zone by number 9, Brady Fritchie. Fritchie moves this again to the goal scorer, Bingham Green. Green slips this through everybody, doesn't get through far enough here, as it's going to be thrown all the way down the ice and long enough for an icing call. As Easton Borman's going to help out the officials here. 8:35 to go. Offensive zone draw. Riker Ferguson, centerman number 93, flanked by Gaworski and Borman on the backside. Fritchie and Nenevisa. It's going to be thrown back to center here. Picked up by number 77, CJ Nenevisa. And back to the neutral zone. It goes to the stick of 17. Grizzly defender throws it up to his winger, 66. Nice defensive play there by number 9, Brady Fritchie, who's been impressive in his Pittsburgh Penguins elite debut this afternoon. Picked up the second goal of the game. Strong defensive play there from number 9. As it's going to be an offsides call here. 93, Riker Ferguson steps in to take this draw. Borman and Gaworski are on with him. It's going to be thrown back into the Pens D zone here. Stark's going to go back to retrieve this puck. Comes to the stick of Easton Borman. Borman tries to throw it up the wall. Off the shin pad of Riker Ferguson, now going into the offensive zone. Pinned against the wall is Brooks Gaworski, but following on for this puck is Riker Ferguson. As Rees, number 89, is going to bring this back to center. As it finds a teammate, number 66, tucks this behind everybody. Stark's going to go back for it. As he's going to skate this out to center. He tried to connect with a pass there, colliding at the top of the zone where a couple of bodies, and it's now back deep in the Pen zone. As Welch is able to knock this off the stick over to Borman. As Gaworski now brings this back. Headman pass up just out of the reach of the Grizzly winger. As number 77, Nenevisa, goes back, he reverses it back to number 25, Blake Paris. Paris up to Wilson. Wilson's knocked down. But Blake Paris is able to keep the momentum going. He has it on his backhand, back to his forehand. Tried to sneak a pass through to Davis. Still loose in the crease, still loose. And it's tucked in. No, it just goes over the goal line there as Wilson was looking for his second of the game. As it's brought back into the Pens D zone. Nice little play there by Nenevisa to separate the puck from the man. Headman pass from Wilson to Paris. Falls off of his blade and it's right back into the Pens D zone. Good stick there by Nenevisa. Works it forward to Wilson. Wilson's been everywhere so far today. As it's now going to come back to center as number 13. For the junior Grizzlies, gets the engine going. He's going to try Nenevisa. Long shot. Blocker saved by Dragicic. Still loose, and it's going to be covered up, swallowed up by netminder Dragicic. As Stark's going to have a conversation with the junior Grizzly player to clear him out. 5:59 to go in the second period. 3-1 the score. Thanks again for joining us here on Cine TV. Game number 1 of the season for the 2025-2026 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite 2015 birth year squad. Riker Ferguson steps in for the defensive draw now. He wins this back to Stark. Stark over to Fritchie. Just hops over his stick as it's going to be thrown back to center. Aaron pass there by the Grizzlies, but it's going to be collected by them as number 13 is going to be met at the blue line by number 9, Brady Fritchie. Bingham Green's going to walk in now. He's going to throw this far side for number 93. That's Riker Ferguson. Ferguson's going to protect this puck nicely. He brings it out, just almost tucks it off the back of number 39. Had a little bit of daylight there, and number 93, Ferguson, almost found it. As Stark's able to steal the puck there, he's going to send it up to Mason Fritchie, looking for Connor Wilson. Pens are going to pick up a too many men call as Fritchie tried to throw that high in the slot for the late man. Pens were in the middle of a change though, had a couple of guys not sure if they should stay on to take that pass or not, so Pens get their hand caught in the cookie jar with 5:13 to go. Third penalty kill of the game coming up for the Pens. That's where Oakland got their goal earlier today on the PPG. We'll see if the Pens can kill off this, as they are 1 out of 2. As this is going to be eaten by Welch, he's going to stick this back out to Bingham Green. Bingham Green's going to throw this all the way down the ice, but it's going to be long enough for an icing call. Kills off 15 seconds on the too many men call to the Pens being served by number 93, Riker Ferguson. So we're going to go right back into the Pens D zone. 4:57 now on the clock. As Bingham Green tries to win that draw. Without a stick now is Mason Fritchie. Blocks the shot though. Welch is not going to come over. As the shot comes behind the slot. Big save there by Dragosic. Green falls down off of Loya's stick. Welch comes over, sticks it away. High in the zone. Shot taken. Pad save by Dragosic. Loya gets it up to Green. Long shot taken. It's loose. As it goes behind the net now, Mason Fritchie picks up the mail. He loses it. Loya's taking a stick in his midsection. It's going to be chipped back to high in the zone. Still not out though. As it comes to the backhand of Welch. Welch is going to send this right back to the point. As Welch is in foot race here as he comes over to play against number 4. Welch delay number 4 momentarily as 4 is going to go behind the net. As Grant Loy is going to send this back high in the zone. Shot taken, still high in the zone. It's loose. Dragosic swallows it up, and he's going to take the air out of the balloon there for the Grizzlies as they were buzzing. Dangerous attempts there as the Grizzlies hop up on the shot total now. 13-11 the shot totals here after the Pens had been controlling action early in the game. 3 seconds to go on the Riker Ferguson penalty. Or I should say the too many men call being served by Fergie. As the Grizzlies are going to win this draw, we're back to even strength here. Shot taken off of a couple of bodies. Fritchie comes over, strongly defends against his man. He's going to walk into the neutral zone as 17. Throws it right back to number 9, Brady Fritchie. He gets the motor going again. He's going to go around a couple of bodies. Again, protects that puck nicely, brings it into his backhand. Dumps it behind the net. He's going to go back to his defensive position. Gaworski comes down to try and apply some pressure. It goes around Borman now as back checking for this puck is Riker Ferguson. Creates a turnover up to number 74. Borman tries a dance move around 17. Pens almost get caught with the too many men penalty again here. 3 minutes to go in the second period. Nenevisa stops up the puck, moves it to Wilson. Wilson's going to toe drag Connor Wilson just over the bar. A blocker save there by netminder number 39, Colby. As coming back to center here as 88's able to split around Stark. Big save there by Dragosic as the Grizzly player falls down. As Wilson comes in, Wilson takes a shot. It's still high in the zone here. Welch is going to send this to Wilson. Wilson just over the bar. Pens applying some pressure here. Blake Paris, he gets a shot away. It's going to come to the wall. Welch races over to it. It's going to send it right back down to Paris. Paris is going to dump this back to Welch. Welch has it. Shot. It's going to throw it into the corner. As Cole Davis is going to be knocked on his wallet here. Sticks with the puck. Pens have something going, applying some pressure. It's going to come over. Blake Parrish tries to keep this in the zone. Helped out there by Wilson. Wilson's going to go for a change here as Riker Ferguson's going to hop on. Noah Welch steps up here trying to keep the puck in the zone and does. As the Grizzlies still trying to get out of the zone here. They've been hemmed in for over a minute now. As 66 now is going to try and take this towards Nenevisa. Off the shoulder of Dragicic, somehow finds that puck. As the whistle goes there, big save by Max Dragicic. He has stopped 15 of 16 Oakland Junior Grizzly shots today. .133 to go in the second period. D-zone draw here going to be taken by number 93, Riker Ferguson. On with him, Green and Fritchie. As the puck squirts to the near wall, Fritchie's going to come down from his winger position to play this puck. Throws it up. It's going to be picked up there by the Grizzly defender. Throws it in on Dragicic. He's going to play it safe. Covers it up. Another D-zone draw here coming up. 1:18 to go in the second period. 3-1 is the score. On goals from Green, Fritchie. That's Brady Fritchie. And number 8, Connor Wilson. Wilson opened the scoring for the 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins elite squad. As Riker Ferguson, he's tripped up, had a stick in his skates. Glove down, though, by Dragicic. As he had to be alert there. Quick snapshot. As we are at 1:08 to go in the second period. Another D-zone draw in front of netminder number 29, Max Dragicic. This one to be taken by centerman number 8, Connor Wilson. On with him is Borman and number 45, Brooksy Gaworski. As Brady Fritchie tries to work this forward, gets around him. In on the net, or just outside of the net, comes this puck. As Easton Borman loses an edge now and falls down. Gets right back up, sticks with it, works it over to Wilson. Wilson's going to take this to the near wall. Tries to deflect it to himself. Down to help out is Borman. As 89 tries a curl move. Quick snapshot there. Alert Dragicic as he makes the save. It's going to come back to center where 74 Easton Borman tries to work it past number 12. Can't do so, though. And back into the Pens offensive zone. The puck comes. Borman dives for it. Goes to Gaworski. Gaworski over to Wilson. Wilson delays. Just shoots over the bar again. As Wilson in some discomfort there as he hit the ice, as 89 gave him the business a little bit, as 89 now has that puck. 8 seconds to go in the period. 89 delays, shoots, gloved down by Dragicic. Get a whistle here with 3.6 to go in the second period. Junior Grizzlies' 18th shot of the game. As Pens step in for one more face-off here, that's going to do it for the second period. Pens pick up 2 in the second period frame to make it 3-1. And we're going to take a break here. Thanks for joining us here on Cine TV. Third period action coming up. All right, folks, third period action set to start here live from the UPMC Lemeiux Sports Complex in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. Game number 1 of the season, 2025-26 season. Riker Ferguson applying some pressure here in the offensive zone as it's going to be shot in on netminder number 39, but there's a tripping call being called here on number 93, Riker Ferguson. So he's going to head to the box as the Pens going to be tasked with killing off their first correction, their 4th penalty of the game. As Paris steps in at center, he's going to kill this off with David, Loya, and Welch. Comes to the stick of Grant Loya. He curls around up the wall and throws this down the zone softly. Not long enough for icing, though, as some time's going to take off the penalty call to number 93, Riker Ferguson. 14:37 to go in the third period, as this is going to be off the stick of Welch, and it comes to the stick of Paris. Welch is now in a foot race here, as he's going to try to body up on his man. It gets around him, though, as it comes into the slot area. Big save there by Dragicic, and glove down by Dragicic now. As 14:16 to go in the third, 55 to go on the penalty. The Pens are going to change up their PK troops. Dragicic has had to be extremely strong today, has faced 20 shots from the junior Grizzlies. As stepping in now on the PK, Bingham Green with Mason Fritchie, CJ Nenavisa, and Brady Fritchie. As it comes to the point, off the pants of Bingham Green, blocking that shot. Unable to work that further, as it's going to get stick behind Fritchie. Now he collects the mail. He runs into a guy, but it's picked up by 59 for the Grizzlies. Bodied off the puck there by Fritchie. Almost takes us out of the zone by himself. It's high in the zone now. Puck battle as he's helped out by his brother. Mason Fritchie does work it out of the zone, but it's brought back in by the Grizzlies. Offsides is the call. 26 seconds to go on the Pens PK. Going to stick with the same personnel grouping on the ice on the backside here. Nenavisa and Fritchie. Up front is Mason Fritchie and Bingham Green. Mason Fritchie ties up his man. It's going to be worked into the Pens D zone, as 89 is trying to tuck this behind everybody. Back to get this is CJ Nenavisa. Is going to work it behind the net over to Bingham Green. Green now picks this up. Headmans the puck up to Mason Fritchie. He's coming in 1-on-2 on the PK. Fritchie comes in, shot wide of the net. 4 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Out of the box comes Ferguson. We're back to 5-on-5 action. Stark's going to send this up to Mason Fritchie. Fritchie over to Borman. Borman tries to work around a guy, but it's going to be brought back to the neutral zone by the Grizzlies. Misses everybody on the errant pass. Back to collect this is Nico Stark. Stark's going to throw this behind the net. Welch now picks it up. He gets his head up, moves it up to Borman. Borman's going to tie it up now with Welch along the wall. Willie picks it up, number 8. That's number 8, Connor Wilson. As to be brought back by Welch. Welch is going to circle back into his zone. He's going to try and headman this pass, though. Just too slow on that pass back to the neutral zone. It's brought right back in. As the Pens changed up their troops. As Wilson steps in for this face-off with Borman and Gaworski on the backside, Nenavisa and Loya. As Easton Borman works this back to center off his back. And puck again, tries to work it ahead to Connor Wilson. Unable to do so now. It's brought into the zone by Easton Borman. Kicks up here up the half wall as the Grizzlies player is going to go to his feet. Nothing called. Or loses his footing, and nothing's called here as 88's going to bring this in, but ahead of the play was 98 trying to get onside, unable to do so. As we have another neutral zone face-off coming up as we continue on here with third period action. 12:03 now on the clock. Ferguson's going to take this draw. He's on with Paris and Davis, Stark and Fritchie on the backside. And we have another stoppage in play here as we're going to go back to center red. As Ferguson steps in again. Over to help out was Paris. Deflects off of his stick, goes all the way back into the Pens D zone. Number 9, Brady Fritchie's on his horse to get to this puck. He's going to throw it up the half wall. It's going to be picked off there by 13. 13 goes back to the point man, number 8. Tries to work around Davis, and he does. 8 still has this puck. Moves down 13. 13 is going to man open in front. Broken up by Stark. As he's going to skate this up to Fritchie. Stark's going to join the rush now. Both team man there leading the rush for the Pens team, as covering back were Paris and Davis. So another offsides call here, 11:26 to go. Pens change up the personnel groupings. Wilson stays on for the faceoff. Mason Fritchie, Bingham Green, Noah Welch, and number 43, Grant Loy on the ice. That's it, squirts free to Mason Fritchie. Backhands it to Bingham Green. Quick shot there. Good save by netminder number 39. Had to be alert. As it's brought right back to the neutral zone. Grant Loy circles for the open man. Finds Mason Fritchie. It's going to go to Bingham Green now. Bingham Green goes right back to Mason Fritchie. Puck jumping around here. Bingham Green's going to hustle over to this puck. Puck battle ensues. It's going to come to the point man. So Welch, long shot taken, deflects off of a couple of sticks. Now the stick plate of Bingham Green. Throws it in front where Connor Wilson finds it. Tried to work it down to Fritchie. Nothing doing, as it's going to come back to Grant Loy. Loy is going to move this over to his D partner, Noah Welch. Welch is going to get this puck up to Bingham Green. And another offsides call as we approach the 10.5 minutes mark of the third period. 10:28 to be exact. 3-1 remains the score. Shot totals were even at one point, 11-11. Now we are 22-15 in favor of the Junior Grizzlies as they try to bring it back into the zone. That's 88. It's going to be muscled off the puck there by Brooksy Gaworski. Brady Fritchie now picks it up in front of his netminder. He's going to skate this out of danger. He's going to lead the rush now. Brady Fritchie comes down that left wall. Backhanded in front, wide of the net. Gaworski hustles over to try and keep this in the zone and does. As a Penguin player is knocked down, that's number 93, Riker Ferguson. Under 10 minutes to go in the third period. 2016 the shot totals, 3-1 the score in favor of the 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins elite squad. Goes over the stick of Gaworski and back to center as 91's going to try to come in. He tries netminder number 29, Max Dragosic, who's up to the challenge. As he gloves this down, flips it out of his glove and hands it to the official here for another D-zone draw. To the left of netminder Dragosic. Stepping in now is Wilson. Wilson's on with Paris and Davis. Wilson's going to win this to himself. He takes it out of danger, loses his puck though. It's going to be sticked from Welch up to Wilson. Wilson's going to throw this, headmans this puck to Paris. He's got a step. He gets around his man. Shot in on net, deflects off of pad. It's going to come back high in the zone. Welch is going to try and hustle over. Is able to keep this in, gets to Wilson. Wilson over to Davis. Davis off the shoulder and over the net. As it comes right back in the slot to Davis. Finds the stick now of the Grizzlies. Number 13 is going to skate this back to center red. As number 99 is going to try and work this around Stark. Stark wins that puck battle and sends it to Wilson. Wilson's going to come out of the zone now with this puck. Curl move around the Grizzlies winger as Wilson's going to throw this deep into the zone. Now he's going to throw it into the slot, deflects wide of the net. As Pens are making a change here of a couple of bodies. Welch is going to try and come over, sticks this off of number 59. 59 is going to throw this high, wide of the net. as there's a point shot here from the junior Grizzlies. 89 is going to be pinned to the wall by Stark. Picking up the mail is Ferguson. Ferguson's going to chip this up to Green. Green tries to go back to Ferguson. Ferguson goes up to the left winger. That's number 4, Mason Fritchie. As the Pens are going to try and change their defense behind the play and do. Loya and Nenevisa now hop on. As the netminder, number 39, is going to hang on to the loose puck there. As there's now 8:21 to go in the third period. Offensive zone coming up here for the Penn squad. As Ferguson stepped in for this draw, the Grizzlies are going to walk out of the zone now, though. Good back check there by number 4, Mason Fritchie. Strong play by him as well. As the puck's going to find the stick blade of number 19, Bingham Green, who picked up the third goal of the game, is looking for another one. Bingham Green cashes in again. Bingham Green off the headman pass. Finds some daylight and tucks it behind netminder number 39 to make it a 4-1 game. With 8:03 remaining in the third period, Bingham Green cashes in his second goal of the game, as he's going to take some time here to reapply the net guard. And goes right back to his right winger position here as he's looking for more. As Riker Ferguson's going to backhand this face-off forward. The Grizzlies going to throw this right back into the Pens D zone as Loya's now going to go to work for this puck. 4-1 the score. Middle part of the third period. Game number 1 of the 2025-2026 season. As that was Bingham Green putting that in on the Connor Wilson headman pass. Secondary assist being announced here to number 43, Grant Loya. As the Grizzlies looking for some offense. They've had some chances, but everything's been shut down for the most part by Dragosic. Good stick there by number 4, Mason Fritchie. Tried to work it around number 13. Over to help out was Ferguson and Nenevisa. Now picking up the mail is Fritchie. Tries to work this up to Ferguson. Ferguson chips it around a man. Held in by the point man 44. Off the pants of Fritchie. Backhands this forward to Green. Pens are going to make some personnel changes there and dump it deep into the Oakland Grizzly zone, making them go the whole length of the ice. As a headman pass is going to find the stick blade now of Pens defender Nico Stark. Stark up to Gaworski. As Gaworski's going to be planted here, and a penalty is going to be assessed to the junior Grizzlies squad. As Brooksy Gaworski is able to get to his feet. And he's going to skate back to the Pens bench. Stick taps there for Brooksy as he was able to take that hit. And he's going to skate back after he is being checked on by the Pens training staff here. As the Pens are going to have power play here. It's just going to be put up on the board. As 44 goes to the box for the body contact penalty. 4-1 the score. Penn's looking for more. Late in the third period, 6:30 to go. As Brady Fritchie's going to move this to Stark. Stark down to Borman. Borman tries to work this further. Gets a shot on net. Bingham Green looking for the HG there. Gets a shot in on net. As it's going to come back here to Nico Stark, who picks it up. Borman's going to move this over to Connor Wilson at 8. He takes a shot. Rebound sitting there. Bingham Green tries to tuck it in. Finds the stick blade now. Wilson back to Stark. Stark walks in. Long shot off the back. And number 4 comes to the stick of Brady Fritchie. Tries to work this along. Stark's now going to step up. Tries to work this over to Bingham Green. Green to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie long shot. Deflects off of a couple of bodies in front. As we got 40 seconds to go on the Penn's power play, it's going to be worked all the way back down off the right pad of Max Dragicic. As Stark now picks up the mail. Headman pass up to Easton Borman. As Borman's going to hit the deck. As the junior Grizzly player is going to try and bring this back into their offensive zone. But it's worked back into the neutral zone, picked up there by number 4 for the junior Grizzlies. Finds the stick blade of Blake Paris. As we got 10 seconds to go here on this power play. As the Grizzlies are content to just dump this behind netminder number 29, Max Dragicic. And that's going to be it for the Penn's power play. As Colt Davis tries to move this along to Blake Paris. Paris is going to dump this deep into the zone where Riker Ferguson tries to get in on the forecheck, but it's going to be brought back to center as it's picked up by Grant Loya. As the junior Grizzlies is going to work this behind everybody. Welch is going to go back for this puck as he backhands it up the half wall there to Ferguson. Welch now has it behind the net. He's going to work it over to his D partner. That's Grant Loya. Loya up to Paris. As it comes to number 55. Throws it high in the zone off of 44. Block shot by Blake Paris. He felt that one though as he hobbles to the bench. Pens are changing everybody behind the play. Connor Wilson now picks up this puck. He's in all alone. Connor Wilson walks in on netminder number 39, makes a little move. Connor Wilson tucks it in to make it a 5-1 game. He picked up the first of the game and he picks up the 5th of the game. Pens were making a change. Connor Wilson picks it up with a head of steam. Catches the Oakland Grizzly defenders flat-footed. Made a little move on 39 and he puts it behind the pad and into the net. With now under 4 minutes to go. Pens have a 5-1 lead late in the third period and have had a firestorm of offense here, as I believe the shot totals at one point were 21-13 in favor of the Grizzlies. I could be wrong on that. But now it's in favor of the Pens lead squad on the scoreboard here, being manned by Keith Borman. It's showing shot totals of 23-21. As Connor Wilson now looking for the hat trick. Long shot taken. Swallowed up there smartly by netminder 39. As Mason Fritchie was looking to collect any rebound if it squirted free. Ferguson's going to win this draw. It's going to go off the stick blade of Welch. Welch back to Stark. Stark's going to tuck this back into the zone. As the junior Grizzlies player is going to try and work this around Stark, though, and a man ahead of the play. Offsides is the call. 3:01 to go. Lots of offsides. You can tell it's early action here in the season. As lots of whistles and stoppages to play so far today. As Ferguson's going to try and force this forward. It's going to come to the stick of Noah Welch. Welch is going to protect this on the backhand, tucks this back into space. as it's going to be brought behind the net here by the Grizzlies and thrown back into the neutral zone. Foot race here between Welch and 98. Welch is going to win that race as Borman's on to help out. Comes to the stick of Noah Welch now. Welch moves it to Ferguson. Ferguson's popped in the mouth there. And just going to be thrown back in for another offsides call. As Connor Wilson's going to collect his own faceoff win. He's going to bring it in, but ahead of the play was a Penguin player. So we're going to have another neutral zone offsides faceoff. One of a couple dozen maybe here today. 222 left in the third period. 5-1 the score here. Opening game for the 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Squad. As Loy's now going to tuck this behind the net for his D partner, that's Nenevisa. Nenevisa is going to throw this up to Davis. Davis is going to chip around a man. He gets the motor going down the right-hand wing. Throws it over to Paris. Slapper taken in on the netminder. It's loose momentarily. Davis was looking for a rebound. Nothing found there. As the clock now shows 1:55 to go in this opening game of the 2025-26 campaign for the Pens Elite team. As faceoff's going to be won back by Ferguson, back to Paris. Loses the handle though. It's going to come back to center. As number 4, Grant Loy is going to stop up, throws it up to right winger Colt Davis. Davis loses the handle though as it's brought back into the offensive zone by the junior Grizzlies. Bunch of bodies here congest high in the zone and in the neutral zone. Puck squirts around. It finds the stick of right-handed defenseman number 43 Grant Loya. Gets his feet moving, brings it back to center. Still has this puck, gets around everybody. Dipped around everybody, threw it in the slot area. Just nobody was home as the Pens were making a change. Now finds the stick of 44. Throws it softly to Grant Loya. Loya tries to headman this to Mason Fritchie. As the Grizzlies are going to work this back into the Pens D zone. Gets around Loya. 91 snaps a shot off the glove of netminder number 29, Max Dragosic. .5 to go on the clock. Third period action. Mason Fritchie steps in for the draw. As Bingham Green now has it, he collects it. He's going to throw it up to Brooks Gaworski. Gaworski back to Green. Mason Fritchie's going to be run into here as it's going to be collected by Brooks Gaworski. He's looking for more. Shot taken. Right pad saved by 39. 23 to go on the clock. As it looks like the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite are going to walk out of here with their first victory of the 25-26 campaign. 13 to go as it squirts down to the stick of Nico Stark, left-handed defenseman. Long shot taken. Going to be blocked down by the junior Grizzlies. And possessed behind the net. Final seconds tick off, and that's going to be it. As the Pens take game number 1 of the season and game number 1 against the Oakland junior Grizzlies, as they surround goaltender number 29, Max Dragosic, starting out the season 1-0 with a 5-1 victory over the boys from just outside of Detroit, Michigan. 5-1's the final. We have 2 more games coming up this weekend, so thanks for joining us. So be sure to join us later on this afternoon for game number 2, 4:55, right back here on Cine TV. live from the UPMC Sports Complex in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. As we'll wrap it up here, 1-0 or 1-0 on a 5-1 victory over the Oakland Junior Grizzlies.